Charlamagne, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown, if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely, man. And I am Spike Lou on them same social sites. Come holla at your boy. Stop by the IG, tweet streets, whatever you do. How you doing, AB?
I can't complain, man. You was shaking life at Revolt, I seen, man. What was it hitting on?
Yeah, man. We got to go down to Revolt World. It felt like you was walking in Jurassic Park when they did the whole big Jurassic Park shit.
For sure.
It was a dope ass little place they had as far as the movie sound stage. I seen a real R&B set. They did the little Patreon, well, not Patreon, but a little panel of real R&B. I did not know Queen Naija was that thick. Jesus.
Shout out to her.
God, she was thick. Tank was on there spitting some game. Jeezy had a fireside chat. It was a really dope little space for content creators. Shout out my man Derb. I pulled up with him, got to walk around for a little bit, but we had to get up out of there, man, to see Dion play. Unfortunately, got whooped.
That was a waste.
Stayed for that. Yeah, that was a what could have stayed right there at Revolt and signed autographs or something, man. You know how it go. But it was a definitely fun spot, man. If y'all get a chance to go, especially if you're a content creator, there was a lot of YouTubers there. It was a lot of panels giving good information. Shout out our guy Darius Hicks from Wild Black. He was on a panel there. But it was some dope stuff, man. It was some really dope stuff that happened. If you go in there with a plan, a mission, you want to pass your t-shirts out, get you some content for your YouTube page, that type of stuff, or see your favorite YouTubers. It was dope. It was dope as hell. It wasn't like when we used to go when the stars and shit was out, but maybe we've just grown up.
It's evolved.
Yes, it has.
For better or worse.
Man. For better or for worse, man. Your weekend was good, though?
Can't complain. I wanted to make it out there, didn't get a chance to. Kind of hot about that, but definitely looked fun, man. I follow a couple of people that went. Looked dope, man. So I seen Puff was out there skating through. He made this little walk through.
I was really impressed with the setup, bro. That was a dope ass, like that land that they had for that was fire. And just how they had everything painted up, that shit looked like it had been there forever. But man, that's neither here nor there. Fall is here, man. We back in the saddle. On Deck TV podcast is back in the full effect. This week, AB, man, Pharrell and Timberland arguing about who has the best Hove catalog. They have the Nipsey docuseries about to drop on your favorite streaming service, Tubi. Usher had a big announcement that came out. Rick Ross has a suggestion for business owners. But first, making the news, your mans, we talked about Drake dropping the single last week off the album For All the Dogs. And of course, him and his semi-rival, his Howard Cosell to his Muhammad Ali, Charlamagne the God went on his podcast, was talking to Andrew Schultz, said Drake didn't make no waves, AB. He said he wasn't doing anything like he usually do. Drake should be worried with nobody talking about it. Meanwhile, it dropped today that Drake had the #1 rap single on the Billboard charts. So Drake felt the type of way. They've been trading jabs back and forth. But the last jab was Charlamagne on Breakfast Club saying that this was a part of the rollout. AB, do you think this feud is legit?
I do. Everything is always part of a rollout when you're as famous as Drake and I guess Charlamagne at this point. I think we would have never heard Drake say anything on his IG story had the news not come out that it was the #1 streaming single. That gave him the battery to say something in regards to Charlamagne. Because I'm gonna be real, I didn't know. Speaking of no one talking about this song, I didn't know Brilliant Idiot still came on. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, and I'm not that. I'm sure that's got their numbers are probably doing just fine. I just haven't heard anyone mention it in a very long time. So I was surprised when that was the source of this comment. I thought that was fine. I thought it was Breakfast Club. I thought that was kind of ironic. You said who?
I thought he was talking to Adam 22 when I seen the clip.
See what I'm saying?
I had it on mute, so I was like, hey, damn, what are you doing talking to Adam 22? But that was my guy Schultz, and I fuck with Schultz too.
Yeah, I had no idea that still came on, or that he was still a part of it. Let me say that. So yeah, that was interesting. But to say that no one's talking about it, and then the day it comes out the day that it's the #1 streaming song, you just look silly. We can sit here and debate about streaming farms or whatever the fuck who the fuck knows. Drake hasn't been accused of that. Drake's label hasn't been accused of it. So he's probably one of the most popular. I mean, if not these, probably top 3 most popular artists in the world. the song, whether you like the song or not, is objective. That doesn't really mean anything outside. Like, people got to step outside of their own circumference, dude. I may like the song, I may hate the song. That is not indicative of who else is listening to it. Like, I don't. Charlamagne specifically cited his group chat. Well, what? What are you talking about, dude? How many people are in your group chat? Unless you got 7,000 people in your group chat that you're polling, if it's you and 6 close friends, then y'all are probably listening to the same thing. So to say that, to cite that as the source was kind of silly. And I fuck with Charlamagne, but that was whack.
I feel like if it had came from another source, then it may have had more traction. Due to Charlamagne and Drake's past, he probably took it with a grain of salt. And also, like you said, that he got the number one, like, nigga, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I do think that the difference or what Charlamagne is referencing is, like, when God's Plan was number one, I knew God's Plan was number one. It felt like a number one. It was everywhere. The whole story behind it, the marketing behind it. This being number one, niggas was arguing about it in the group chat all morning on our end. It just didn't seem like it was number one. It seemed like it kind of came and went. But that's the power of Drake nowadays, and that shows how much a nigga like Charlamagne has aged. Though I know he's still relevant, I'm sure he's not outside like he was outside when Drake was dropping the number ones that he remembers.
Right.
It's going to hit different when you go into clubs and you still doing different outings and you going to different summits like Revolt and you outside moving around. It's going to hit different. You're going to hear it everywhere versus, oh, I'm 10 years in, I got a podcast network, I take care of my children and go home to my wife every night. Like, where are you going to hear that other than what you said is the group chat? So, of course, it ain't going to ring the same to niggas like us who ain't out and moving around in the streets on a nightly basis and listen to it in the club. But like Drake says, like, bro, the numbers are still there. Regardless if a nigga want to hear it, regardless if you like the song, it's still measuring the same. You can claim streaming farms or whatever it may be, but I still got number one hits and I'm one behind Michael Jackson. So I do feel Drake frustration with a nigga like Charlamagne. Like he said, you get here spewing these bullshit facts to your fan base and they run with it and having these goddamn discussions online like I ain't still that nigga. So I do understand where Drake was coming from, but again, I also kind of feel where Charlamagne was coming too. Like, when y'all were arguing about it in the group chat, I thought I knew that this song wasn't a number one song before you posted that shit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I ain't outside to hear it either.
And again, Charlamagne said it too. This is where he fucked up. He said, man, when you hear the title, like, For All the Dogs, man, you expect something harder. And that's what we got to stop expecting shit from a nigga that does the unexpected or has shown that he can do the unexpected. Let me not say that. I'm not going to say he veers too far from the formula because he's got some formulaic shit too. But he's also giving you a playlist like More Life that had Afro beats on it 5 years before Afro beats even became popular. Or he'll give you the Honestly Nevermind, which is all shit that you listen to in Dubai on the coast of fucking whatever the coast of Dubai is, whatever the fuck that is. So he's bound to do that. He gave you a collab album with 21 Savage that nobody really saw coming. If you want the hard shit, pause, then go listen to that. That's why you're like, what are you talking about? We got to stop expecting it, man. The expectation got a chokehold on us, and I know it's tough. You hear the title, you want it to sound one way, you're excited. I want 13 all raps. Man, bro, stop. When you're someone like that gets pulled in as many different directions as Drake, man, the likelihood of that is slim. That's all. You got to be realistic, dude. I've given up hope on that a long time ago.
Yeah, and as you said, man, it's Drake, bro. I have to do the unexpected. I got to drop dance albums. I got to drop playlists because otherwise I don't have this 10, 13-year run of being number one, bro. The niggas that were being predictable, those niggas that we don't hear about no more. Those are the niggas that I was rapping about 10 years ago, telling you, letting you know that 10 years from now, none of these niggas is going to be around and I'm still going to be here dropping number ones because I'm unpredictable. Now, as for it being fake or ruse with him and Charlamagne, I think Charlamagne can kind of win at that. Because if it is or it ain't Charlamagne, he's the one talking to people every day. It's going to make him seem bigger that they contacted me for the rollout and we doing this. So I see why he leans into saying it's part of the rollout. I look forward to seeing how Drake can kind of crush that and show that it wasn't, though.
Well, he's part of the rollout, whether voluntary or involuntarily now. So
now he is.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be some adjustment made and some Charlamagne balls added to Like if we know Drake, there is a predictable thing about him is that he's petty as fuck.
That's a
and
fact.
That nigga is. There's definitely, if we got to hold the album up, there's definitely gonna be some Charlamagne bars added to that album. That's one thing you can depend
That
on.
nigga called him an off-brand Morris Chestnut.
Which was what the picture was hilarious, nigga. That's Drake. Like if I was Charlamagne, I wouldn't even be doing this with Drake, bro. Like I don't know. Him and Andrew Schultz talk about a lot of different shit on their podcast. Like I'm surprised that this even came up. To be honest,
agree. I'm surprised it hit Drake radar.
Be talking about Drake, yeah, like true that too.
Yeah,
but when you're a nigga like that, you always listen. That's like the Michael Jordan shit. Like niggas like that got that.
And I took that personally.
I took that personal. Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
That's
nigga.
A fact.
Get your rich ass out of my face.
Next up, man. Speaking of rich motherfuckers, Swizz had a birthday party with all A-listers in attendance, including two superstar legendary producers, Pharrell and Timbaland. They got into a fun banter, arguing, not really though, about who had the better catalog between the two with Jay-Z. Timbaland was giving his props to Pharrell, and Pharrell was giving his props to Timbaland. Kind of think of it like that scene from Sorry to Bother You when they were arguing, but they were complimenting each other.
yeah.
Think of that. But that poses a really good question. In your opinion, between Pharrell and Timbaland, who has the better catalog of songs with Jay?
I already know we're gonna have two different opinions on this because you love Timbaland.
Love
Timbaland
Pharrell too.
You're a Timbaland stand though. Timbaland got some hits, but Pharrell for me has the better music with Jay. Excuse me, miss. Like just to name one, I enjoy Jay Pharrell more than I do Timbaland and Jay, but that's just me not being a big Timbaland fan. I know Dirt Off Your Shoulders is one that niggas with Timbaland bandwagoners. Yeah, Big Pimpin' too. But I got Excuse Me, Miss, and there is one more that I'm just blanking on right now for real, like a monster.
There's several.
What's another for real?
I mean, he's got, and this is what leads to my point that I'm gonna make, because I say Pharrell too. But that's because
I'm surprised by that.
That's because Timbaland and Jay have more misses than Pharrell and Jay. To me, the biggest Pharrell and Jay miss is Change Clothes. I've always hated that song.
Yeah.
Even though he is ripping it, and Do I Too You Look Like a Lane, like all that, he was ripping it, I'm not gonna lie. But the song is some slaw. Like it's just a throwaway to me. But him and Timbaland have a few misses.
Several throwaways.
On Blueprint 3,
several throwaways.
Venus versus Mars. Like they've got a handful of misses where Pharrell and Jay, that's the biggest one I can think of. But you can even go to like Excuse Me, Miss Part 2 that was on the Bad Boys 2 sounded La La La. Like all that shit was hard. You can go to Allure on Black Album, which is probably one of my favorite Jay songs ever. Pharrell and Jay go crazy together. So I'm fucking with them first. But I like Timbaland and Jay too. They just got more misses. That's the tiebreaker.
Yeah, Timbaland got a lot of misses in his career, if you ask me. Just way too fast. Now I ain't a big Timbaland fan. Of course, like maybe the R&B shit, but not the rap shit per se. And again, like you just mentioned, I just enjoyed the Pharrell shit so much more. Like Excuse Me, Miss is on every playlist probably I got. Yeah. As far as just music that you're chilling to or you can just ride and listen to. So yeah, I gotta go with that. And then we got stuff off American Gangster. Yeah,
but looking at Jay and Timbaland, don't sleep though, because Is That Your Chick? It's a classic.
Yeah.
Nigga What, Nigga Who, or Jigga What, Jigga Who, whatever. Right? Like that shit go hard. But then you got like Whole Lot Ho Veto and shit like that. That's just some slow.
Don't do a Whole Lot Ho Veto like that.
That ain't nothing.
Whole Lot. Hove was ripping it. That ain't nothing. Don't do Hove like that. That Blueprint, like you can put that on. I agree with you. It's the worst song on Blueprint, but it can even being the worst song on Blueprint. Easy for me to say. You can still listen to it though. Like I don't just immediately skip on Blueprint when that Whole Lot Ho Veto come on.
I do like the one with him and on Volume 3 with him and Juvenile though. That bouncy track, I do like that though.
We ride.
Yeah, that's hard.
The Snoopy track, ain't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Snoopy track. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
but nah, Jay and man, he did that motherfucking fronting. That shit was crazy.
Fronting is well. That's what I was trying to think of, man. I
That shit
couldn't
go
remember.
crazy.
Fronting
That's so
hard.
ambitious.
Yeah.
Like he got some shit.
Yeah.
He
got some on American Gangster too.
Yeah.
Was it the
Blue Magic?
Yeah, was it Blue Magic? Yeah.
Yeah, but then he did that song with him and Usher on Kingdom Come though.
Oh man, that's worth 2. That's a -2.
Anything you want, girl. That's some. Hey, that's just some good.
That might be one of the worst Jay-Z songs ever.
Woo. So yeah, they both got some L's, just not me. That song is terrible
as hell. All right, man. Moving on. Oh yeah, man. Before we get too far, happy birthday to Tip, man. Happy birthday to Tip. Birthday just passed. Y'all know that's one of my favorite rappers. And also, man, thoughts and prayers to Crazy Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in critical condition right now. I'm not sure what happened. But y'all make sure y'all send the thoughts and prayers out for him, man. Moving on. Speaking of thoughts and prayers, it's been a while now since we lost Sir Nipsey Hussle, AB, man. And, you know, we kind of got the answers. We kind of think we know what happened. Man's been convicted of it. But Tubi, a new streaming service for Negroes. I'm just joking. The new streaming service. They're coming out with a crime series doc. I want to know, are you interested in the behind the scenes of what happened with Nipsey?
I would 100% be involved with this if it wasn't on Tubi. That scares the shit out of me.
You definitely
I don't watch Tubi. I didn't know they had original series. I just thought they had homemade movies, dude. Like I didn't know anything about a whole series. It's called Behind the Crime. That's even the name sounds like Behind the Crime. What the fuck? Bruh.
Original Tubi series is nuts.
Yeah, that's nasty. If you told me, hey, this show, nigga, this shit's so fire, nigga, and I'd be like, oh, what's the channel it's on? Man, it's on Tubi. I'm good. I'm automatically clocked. I don't give a who in it. I don't care if Denzel is in it. I'm not watching it on Tubi, dude. Man, so that's a shame. I'm good.
On a Tubi movie is insane.
Yeah, that would be wild if that happened. But it says, quote, the murder trial story and case of rap icon and street legend Nipsey Hussle. The show itself promises a deep dive into the inner workings of the justice system with gripping cases that give viewers unfiltered access with real case footage. And it reminds me of what's your boy Van Lathan? Is it Van Lathan?
He did a series. Mm-hmm.
And I was skeptical about that. I'm not gonna lie. And I actually watched it, and I'm not gonna lie, I ran the whole season. Like I'm not gonna hold you. This shit was actually really solid. So maybe this has this effect on me. I may check out this episode and see which other ones they have, but I'm not excited about it. A Tubi original, fuck out of here.
I, like you, did not know they had Tubi originals, so that is new for me as well. But yeah, I want to see this, man. I think that it's important that the stories are continuously told, even if it's on Tubi. I'm hoping that it'll be good and we ain't gotta like suffer through a lot. But I do want to see that. I hope that Nipsey Hussle's story continues to get told. As much insight as they can add to it. I think that he was that much of an impactful figure that I don't want the story lost as we continue to move on in time and people really not remember the impact that he had or the injustice that was done when he was taken away from us. So I'm here for the content. I, like you, am skeptical because it is Tubi, but I'll tap in at least for the Nipsey episode.
Anybody out there that watches Tubi originals that they got some good shit, put us on game. I don't believe you already, but if just for the sake of you might have watched something, throw it out there, man. It might catch me on a slow day. I might check it out. But I'm just clamoring for Nipsey content. I'm going to be honest. We haven't had much of it. You know, we had a handful of verses here and there scattered. That's a big deal whenever that gets put out. And we haven't had a documentary. So this would be the first, to my knowledge. I haven't seen anything post his death. So I'm really just clamoring for the content. They got me with the name Nipsey Hussle. All right, I'll tap it out. I got 30 minutes. Let me, you know what I mean? I'll at least check out that much, see what it's hitting on. But other than that, I don't know. I'll watch the trailer, man. Tubi has a bad reputation. Here's a first step in cleaning it up. I'll watch this and it's straight. Good, right. I'll look at Tubi differently. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I might watch another original series from them. Which one of the Hughes brothers was it that just did that pop?
Allen.
We need that Nipsey doc.
He need to do everything but rap related, dude. That nigga, he cold. He doing that Snoop right now, man. I'm really interested to see that.
We need that Nipsey doc, bro. Before I see another
pop
drama size, definitely before I see another one of those. But before I see another like NWA or anything of that nature where it's like drama more so in a movie, I would rather see a Nipsey Hussle doc. I would rather see that before I seen any of that.
I'm definitely here for that. And real quick, you mentioned Crazy Bone earlier. He is in critical to fix his bleeding lung. So it's a second surgery to try to fix it. Jesus. So I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one, but that doesn't sound good at all when you're trying to fix it for the second time. And I was just ironically, I was just thinking this the other day. I'm not bullshit. I can't make this up. I was just thinking, damn, not many rappers have died this year. Like as in terms of years past, where we were in double digits for like 4 or 5 years strong. It has not been a, knock on wood, a high profile rapper. Well, not even high profile, but mid to high profile rapper pass away this year. I think like maybe Coolio and Gangsta Boo, respectfully, those are only 2 off the dome. So it's been a slow year when it comes to that.
Violent. Yeah, you're right about that. There hasn't been the violent deaths, at least.
You see what I'm saying? Ain't no takeoffs. Ain't no your boy in the chicken spot.
Dolph.
Ain't been none of that this year. So
the anniversary, the one at the Chicken and Waffles. What was his name? PNB Rock.
PNB Rock. Yeah, my bad.
That was the 1 year anniversary just passed on it.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. So
yeah, man, good. That's good, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because well, we'll get into that another day, but
hopefully we can keep it that way.
Absolutely, man. Hopefully we can.
So moving right along, man. Speaking of Usher, that we teased had probably the worst Jay-Z song of all time. He has been named as the Apple Music halftime act for the next Super Bowl in February coming up next year in Vegas. If you know anything about Usher, what he's got cooking lately, he's been in Vegas posted up like Elvis, eating good off them residency joints.
That nigga Frank Sinatra.
Dude.
He the new age Frank Sinatra, bro.
Yeah, he did. He had a hell of a year. My question, are you disappointed by them going with Usher in hopes of maybe like a more true like rap act, or is this a solid pick?
No, this is a solid pick, especially based off the year. Like you said, Usher has had the residency. Nigga been in the headlines. He ain't even dropped no album. He's just dropping singles, like just keeping his name relevant. So I think it'll probably line up with him dropping an album. New Usher music is always good. He's a GOAT. And I think this also, for our interest, it opens it up more for hip hop. The more familiar they start seeing niggas like Usher on the stage, the year before last or last year, whenever it was, when they did the Dr. Dre and Eminem and those guys, that's getting us closer and closer to what we all want. And that's the Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne halftime show.
We do?
Well, with the exception of Nicki Minaj.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, the Drake Lil Wayne halftime show.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's going to be through the roof. The next time they have a Super Bowl in New Orleans, that's going to be fire. It's in New Orleans next year?
I mean, 2025.
Yeah, see, that ought to be it. That, like, Lil Wayne, New Orleans, Usher is getting them even more comfortable with that being the halftime entertainment. But I think Wayne next year in New Orleans, that'll shut the shit down. That's what I'm looking for. So, yes, I support the Usher shit because I know it's going to provide more opportunities for hip-hop acts. What about you?
Yeah, if you look at the last couple of Super Bowl performances, The Weeknd, Dr. Dre, Rihanna, and Usher.
Damn, that was 3 years ago with Dr. Dre?
Yeah, 2022.
Holy shit, man. Time is
so 24 will be Usher, 23 was Rihanna. So these have been more entertaining to me and people in my family. We care more about this than we did, with all due respect to Shakira, Maroon 5, Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Coldplay, Katy Perry. Those were the ones before.
Since Prince.
Those are the ones leading up to that. So it's kind of cool to see it, you know what I'm saying, to see it flip the script a little bit and put some flavor in there. Now, I will say, a lot of people were saying, I think Charlamagne might have said this, or some personality were like, so y'all done niggified the Super Bowl 3 years in a row. Let's go ahead. Y'all can throw Taylor Swift on 2024, but when it comes to New Orleans, that leaves the door wide open for Wayne to do it.
Wayne.
They're not doing Wayne in 5th year in a row rap shit, hip hop shit. It's not gonna happen.
Usher not rap.
Hip hop shit.
I think they got to. Like, you got, because Jay-Z running, like, you got Jay-Z at the helm. This is what he there for, unless he don't got that job no more. But I remember him being over the halftime I think this is the trend from him being in that position, probably for the last however many years is the reason that it is why it is.
Of course.
And look, listen, man. After next year with Wayne in New Orleans, y'all can have Chris Stapleton and Taylor Swift and all of these people. But all we need, like, it's cool that Usher is there this year in Vegas. That's fantastic. But the main thing that everybody wants is Lil Wayne in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, bro. That might be even bigger than the Drake shit for the culture. Even though that was the first one, you had Snoop, you had 50 and M and all of that came out. You get Weezy, you get Wayne, like from where we remember him starting at with Hot Boys and all of that. If that nigga can do the Super Bowl, that's it. That's one of the biggest achievements for hip hop.
I will say it is trending that way, though. I can see why people will get excited because if you look at when they took over, when J&M took over in Miami, that was J-Lo and Shakira and Bad Bunny. So that kind of made sense.
Easing it in. They got a little Bajer.
But I'm saying, but that made sense for the geography. Then they did the Eminem, Dre, and stuff for LA, which was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now Usher in Vegas makes sense. He's been there for the last 3 or 4 years. He's been there all year.
Exactly. He familiar. So it's kind of like Frank Sinatra all day.
It's shaping up.
Let me ask you this. When you get that call and you Wayne, you putting your set list together, are you bringing the boy out?
You have to.
You taking all that by yourself?
No, you have
you
to.
Do?
Pause. You have to. You have to. He's not going to, Drake not going to, well, actually, he would do it for Wayne. He would do it for Wayne.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he would do it for Wayne.
Absolutely.
Nicki would too. Nicki would come out for Wayne.
Yeah, Nicki definitely coming out for one. And it's going to go crazy for her.
Can Wayne do a Super Bowl set, though? Really, though. He's not going to play Hot Boy shit. He's not playing Squad 4. He's not playing his version of Swag Surf. He's not playing mixtape.
So you got like Lollipop.
1.
6'7".
That's 2. A Millie. That's 3.
Maybe Go DJ. Go DJ? Go DJ. He coming out to that. He coming out to Go DJ.
That ain't it. That ain't it. It's getting slim.
I'm 3, 6'7".
You see what I'm saying?
How to Love. He definitely gonna do How to Love.
How to Love?
Absolutely, bro. White people love that song, bro. He's gonna do How to Love.
It's getting slim.
Gonna do How to Love. If he a real nigga, he coming out to that Mike Jones where he jacked that beat.
You want the Spike Lee Super Bowl to
X nigga end it.
No.
Cut it off. CBS pull the plug.
No.
But nah, those 3 for sure. He
ain't got enough, bro. He ain't got enough.
Oh,
you'd have to pair him with other people. You'd have to.
Okay, so he got a Drake song. Those 3 we just named, and whatever Drake song you want to do. What Drake song you gonna do?
Yeah, bro.
What's the Drake song with all him, Wayne, and on the LeBron soundtrack?
Oh, but there's other people. Well, I mean, yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
Him and Drake.
Forever. You could do that.
Yeah. Then him, whatever him and Nicki got. I couldn't tell you what that is.
It's getting Drake though.
We just named 6 songs.
Is that it?
He let Drake get one off. He'll let Drake get one off. Shut up for a minute. That's 7.
He'll do God's Plan or Hotline Bling or something like that.
And then we out of here.
Man, that's rough. I don't know. I got to see how many songs they do because I can't remember how many songs the halftime show do. They don't do many.
Yeah, it ain't that many. And they just like when you do the song, it ain't but like 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
It's like a snippet.
Like really going into it. But yeah, I still want. So are you saying you don't want to see it because you don't think you have?
No, I think I would definitely want to see it. I just don't know if it's going to hit like how people want it to hit. Like it's different doing a Wayne versus with like cultural shit where he can play the Mike Jones and he can play the swag. Right. He can play some shit on No Ceilings. That's one thing, but that stuff don't fly on the Super Bowls. It's not going to hit. Unfortunately,
you know that they. I didn't know this. I heard it this week when they were talking about who they were booking for it. They tried. Taylor Swift turned it down.
Yeah,
because the NFL doesn't pay you for the halftime performance.
Yeah, she said she's in that space where it's pay me or I'm not moving.
Or even more than that, they wanted a percentage of her song royalties post Super Bowl performance. Yeah, because the expectation is it's a Super Bowl. It's 100 million
obviously
you're gonna get a boost.
Yeah,
but bitch, I'm Taylor fucking Swift.
Yeah, nah,
so I wonder if they offer that to Wayne or if other people had to take that because the NFL definitely wants a cut of songs for the increase that you get in streaming and sales.
Yeah, NFL signing 360 deals, nigga. When this start happening?
That's crazy. But that was the reason that Taylor Swift turned it down.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, what? How many more streams does she need, bro? I don't think she own her own mouse
streams. I ain't giving y'all shit.
Yeah, that don't
Taylor fucking Swift. Crazy. All right, man. Next, your man Rick Ross, the biggest boss. He came out, but he's still on his business ploy, AB. And he says, look, man, before you guys go to Shark Tank and you get them your ideas, come holler at me. You got an LLC, you got a plan, you got a business. I want to hear about it and I'll invest before they go up there and take all your money. My question to you, AB, if you came up with a hell of a deal, right? Shark Tank producers calling you, some kind of way you get in touch with Rick Ross. You're like, come out here to the ranch on the south side, bro. Come pull up. You know, we can chill at the pool, bigger than Drake and Kanye pool. Just shoot the idea by me. Let me see what I think about it. Are you pulling up on Ross or you going to Shark Tank first?
Man, listen. It'll never fucking happen. I'm not finna. So you can sleaze me out of my idea like you done did all these niggas at the little business conference, boss up conference. No. I'm gonna go to Shark Tank because the thing about Shark Tank is so many people watch that you don't need to walk away with a deal, nigga. Your website is going to be flooded with orders as soon as you walk off the stage, dude. From people watching it and being like, "Oh, what's that?" Nigga, being on there is the W. Me pulling up to you in your house, you probably ain't gonna have no shirt on when I pull up, dude. You might be on a horse. It's just me and you. I'm not getting anything from that, dude. I'm gonna walk my ass in front of them 20 million people watching this shit on ABC, and they're gonna buy my shit, whatever it is that I got for sale. I'm gonna plug the hell out of it. I don't give a damn if anybody takes a deal because I'm eating good as soon as I walk off this stage. It's a no for me. And I have heard recently, ironically, this is funny, he just came out and said this. I've heard that they've been accused, him and DJ Khaled have been accused of jacking niggas for their ideas and their businesses and shit. So I'm not, no, bro. With all due respect, no.
Yeah. Once Shark Tank enters the picture, I don't have any conversation for Rick Ross.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm
out on that, like how they be out of Shark Tank.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm out.
Let me go in, like Mark Cuban, but let me go in and get in here right now. Before you go, for these reasons, I'm out. Here are my reasons. Like you said, the marketing for Shark Tank is a lot bigger. If no one from Shark Tank is calling me, yeah, I have a conversation with Rick Ross. But for sure. And we were talking about this in the group chat, and me and you agree with this, and I couldn't for the life of me understand what niggas were thinking. But like, if I had an idea that was good enough for Shark Tank, Rick Ross doesn't have enough money to get me where I need to be. And that's not saying that he's broke. That's not saying that he ain't got money. That's just saying I know how business works. The type of capital that you're talking about that Mark Cuban or Mr. Wonderful or anybody else up there got, Rick Ross doesn't have that type of capital, at least that I know of. And if he did have that type of capital, we would know.
Facts.
Like, it's that easy. And the reason that I brought the group chat, Jeezy just the other day said that he had a lot of strong relationships and that if he needed $100 million, then he could just go get it from the relationships that he had, which I didn't understand.
He said that he built at the bank. He specifically said the bank.
He did say the bank. And I was just wondering what type of business plan that Jeezy had to be able to walk away with a $100 million loan. And niggas thought I was crazy for asking that question.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Listen,
niggas think Jeezy getting $100 million off street cred was the craziest shit I think I've read this year. If it's not the craziest, it's at least top 5. A nigga actually responded to me and said, man, you know the street cred that Jeezy got? He can go get $100 million from his own boy.
Hey man, I know we throwing around numbers and shit, like niggas signing crazy football deals, and so like the numbers don't hit the same. Like that, $100 million cash is a lot of fucking money, dude. A
whole lot, and it ain't there. It ain't. It's maybe 4 or 5 people in the world that we know of that ain't like an oligarch or a sheik or a king that can be like, here go this $100 million. I don't need no paperwork. You my homeboy. It's off the strength because I know you're a hustler. Here go this $100 million. Just bring me my $100 million. Man, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of here, ain't no way in the world, bro. And I just say that say business is different, man. Like, we not here to shit on Rick Ross or anything like that. It sounds good to say. It's fun to joke around and say. But the type of capital that you need to run a business successfully, that's what you go to Shark Tank for, bro. That's what those percentages is about. That's what the going back and forth and negotiations is about. Rick Ross just ain't in that space yet. Now, I appreciate him trying to get to that space.
No doubt.
It would be fire if him and Dame Dash and a couple more niggas had a hip-hop version of
Facts.
Shark Tank. That would be fucking flames, and I'd watch it every week. But if you're asking me if I'm coming to him or Mark Cuban to get my business off the ground, I'm going to Mark Cuban. Sorry.
Or Damon or
Damon or Barbara or
I'm going
Mr. Wonderful or Robert or whoever the fuck else is up, or A-Rod.
Kevin Hart when he sit in on some. I'm going all the panel
from Australia, all of them. I'm going with them before Rick Ross. Sorry.
And I will say though, Ross, he recently came out and said that he never spent his $1 million signing bonus with Def Jam. He said he never spent it.
That's cool.
Said he still has it. So we're not for to act like Ross ain't got no business acumen. Like we understand like what he got cooking. He has to because he doesn't sell enough records to live the way he's living. So he's obviously doing something right. Like it's
portfolio
with
probably stupid nice. Absolutely.
Facts.
Don't get it twisted. Niggas is listening and don't like portfolio is probably dumb nice.
Absolutely. And I would go to him 15th, 16th out of motherfuckers on Shark Tank is all I'm saying. That's all. Whoever
the last person on Shark Tank that you would go to, I would go to get Rick Ross after them, after that person. Whoever was like, man, I don't know if I really want to work with them. I'm working with them, and then I take my idea to Rick Ross. Like
every time, but back on real quick, back to Jeezy though. Back to, I don't know what it is, but these last these last couple of months, man, Jeezy interviews always sound like he full of shit, dude. First, it was I would eat Subway every day for $2, and I would get one of everything off the menu for a $2 meal. That was cap.
You got a cookie, drink, and a sandwich for $2.
Then now it's I can call. He was on to put into context real quick. He was on Cam Newton's interview podcast joint, and Cam Newton said if you had to start over from scratch tomorrow, $0, what would you do? And he said, I wouldn't start from zero. I got friends. I got too many friends. I built up too many relationships. I can get $100 million loan or $100 million line of credit tomorrow. He said that he can get $100 million line of credit from a bank. And that sounded almost as worse as the Subway $2 meal shit.
It's worse. It's worse. For a motherfucker to like, and I'm not trying to act like I know more business than the next man, but it's just something that I really enjoy. I enjoy talking about it, looking at it, listening to it. We talked about
reading,
motherfucking show, like all of that shit, man. I enjoy that shit. Like motherfuckers have other hobbies. I enjoy that. So for a motherfucker to be like, man, I can get $100 million line of credit. Do you know what type of business that you gotta have to get $100 million line of credit, bro? Like, do you even understand? Like,
from one place?
Bro, like, do you even understand what you got to have going on for a bank, a lender, anybody to be like, all right, bro, here go this $100 million. Like, do you know what the payments is going to be on that a month? And you got 30 days, bro. I just gave you this $100 million. You got 30 days to start paying this shit back based off your business plan, my nigga. That's how business work. It ain't, I'm gonna flip this $100 million and make this play. Like, no, nigga, 30 days, clock ticking. As soon as you sign this paperwork, you got to start paying the interest on this $100 million. You can't pay the interest, you paying even more. And I can't just use the $100 million to pay the bills because then you losing money because you had to sign to the interest rate. Like, it's crazy.
Ain't no paperwork on that street, on them streets, man. $100 million coming out of nigga pocket.
$100 million out of the streets, you a bad motherfucker, boy. I ain't met the nigga yet that had $100 million cash on the street. I ain't heard about the nigga. All the niggas is hustling, all the BTs, American Gangsters, all the YouTube series, the Rich Porters, all of these niggas, the Rayful Edmonds, Big Meeches. I ain't seen the nigga yet that could go get $100 million, bro. I ain't seen that nigga. Even in fiction, Franklin Saint, nigga, who you want to name? Nigga, Marlo Barksdale, Marlo Stanfield, like whoever you want to name. I ain't met the hustler yet. Nigga, go get $100 million cash, nigga. And I know some shit.
Even Franklin couldn't get that
$100 million cash, bro. That's that's insane, nigga. Or even like we ain't even gotta say cash. It's like even a line of credit.
Yeah, just line of credit.
Even a nigga being like, I'm worth $100 million, or 10 times that if I'm gonna lend it to you, I'm worth at least $1 billion. Here go $100 million. Just pay me back
on your feet.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. What are you talking about? Take your ass, nigga.
I swear, I
better
fuck
go
with
sell
Jeezy,
bricks,
bro.
nigga. Like, geez, you better go back to the pot, nigga. Ain't because you ain't getting $100 million loan, bro. I hate to tell you that. I love Jeezy. That's my nigga, one of my favorite rappers, bro. But I hate to tell you that the On Deck TV show podcast, Spike Lewis telling you, bro, you gonna have to go back to hustling, my nigga, because that $100 million line of credit ain't coming from nowhere. Unless you created Google, nigga. You got the next iPhone in your pocket or some shit, nigga. The fuck?
And they call him Bezos, man.
Man, like, who is you getting them 100 million from, bro? Let me know. I got a business plan for him today. Nigga, let me at least take my shot, man. Jesus.
I think we're lost.
Man, that's crazy. Before we get out of here, Will Smith, he's going to start a new podcast, man. It's called the Hip Hop Class of 88. This is a very interesting concept, AB. He's going to interview people from the class of 88 that he came up with when him and Jazzy Jeff was popping. It had me to thinking, one, would you listen to this about the class of 88, which will feature Queen Latifah, other people from that era, Salt-N-Pepa, I think.
Yep.
One, would you listen to this one? And two, what class would you want to listen to a hero podcast about or do?
Everybody is doing something for Hip Hop 50, and I respect that people are doing projects to honor the pioneers and the people that came before everybody that we listen to now that made shit possible for people to make shit now. So I definitely respect that. Like you said, Run DMC, Rakim, Salt-N-Pepa, Queen Latifah, class of 88. That's a cool concept. Me, I would fast forward it 10 years and I would do class of 98. And I would look at the albums that dropped during that year. You got 2 DMX albums, Aquemini, Outkast, 400 Degrees, Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. There's a lot of heat. Lauryn Hill, Miseducation. There's a lot of heat that came out. Goody Mob Still Standing, AZ, 8 Ball Lost. There is crack that came out in 1998. And I would have loved a deep dive, and not even counting the No Limit run. That's a thing. That's a podcast in itself. You ain't got to put that in there. Big Time is How You Love That, Volume 2. There's a lot of shit that came out in 98. I would love a podcast breaking down the landscape of the sound and breaking down the albums, the top X amount of albums that came out during that year. That shit would be fucking fire. So I'm here for that. But I respect what Will Smith got going on. I may check the first episode out just to see if it's something I can get into. I'm not. I didn't get put up on those artists that came before me. I'm really into like the mid '90s and up. But it may be a good history lesson, and if it's well put together, then it'd be a good listen. So I may check it out, see what it's hitting on. What about you?
Yes, I would check it out to see what it's hitting on. I love all. I got to get back to that DJ Drama podcast, but yeah, anything that can give you some more information.
You ain't really got to do that.
You ain't fucking with it.
Nah, I'm good.
You listen to it?
No, I didn't. I just
one episode was all right. One
I don't believe
slow. And one episode with Jeezy was all right. It could have been a lot better, but there's one with Tip, so I got to listen to that. But with that being said, yeah, man, all of that content, of course, yeah, I'm here for it. The 88 class, I love to learn more about it. My class that I would pick using the same method as you, going by the albums that came out that year, and that was 96, a couple years before what you were saying. Tupac's All Eyes on Me, Master P's Ice Cream Man, UGK's Riding Dirty, Machiavelli, the Ghetto Boys. Like, those are 3 of my favorite, 4 or 5 of my favorite fucking albums. AT Aliens, Too Short came out this year with his 10th album. He was planning on retiring in 98. Nigga still rapping to this day. So that would be a dope story in behind it. But yeah, 100% Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt came out this year. So 100% would be 1996 for me. That's probably my favorite year of music. Silk, the Shocker album came out. But yeah, 100% 1996 for me, man.
Going from Reasonable Doubt to the Shocker album was insane.
I had to throw that in there though, because I came across it just like Tila, Peace of Mind. So just say that Tila, Peace of Mind. And I'll tell you, one of my favorites, since we had a discussion lately about non-gender rap where men could sing the female songs, that Foxy Brown, Il Nana was one of my favorite female albums.
Really?
That and facts. That letter, that song on there, the letter.
I thought that was Broken Silence.
Oh, you're right. Damn.
Yeah.
Good catch. Yeah, never mind.
That shit was banging though.
That one, the letter with Ronald Isaac, man, that shit was fire.
Yeah, that's
he
was straight.
I went back to listen to that Lil' Kim the other day just to see was it like I remembered it in comparison to what was going on.
Which one?
Oh, the first one.
Hardcore.
Yeah. hardcore at that time, it was like, damn,
No,
she talking
that
some
was a
shit on
game
that.
changer when that came on.
Facts. But now that I listen to it, it's way more tame than the shit that's out now.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah.
10 times more tame. Bro, and she had a full-on like skit with a nigga jacking off on it.
Yeah.
Almost like
Well,
she had
that's
a
actually
full-on skit.
that's press up there. Then. Motherfuckers ain't got that. Wait a minute now. That's still pretty controversial, but even by today's standards.
That is hilarious and true, but it still didn't even make it as bad as like some of the shit that's out now. So I digress though. Also, that Red Man Muddy Waters came out, and that chapter 1, The End by 3-6.
Let's go,
So
Mafia.
That, 1996.
No, it's definitely some heat. That's a really good year. 96, 98, the golden era for a lot of people. Facts. And that's for obviously our age group, but even people just slightly before and slightly after. Those are the years when you naming the big dog superstars like X and Pac and all them. But yeah, that's dope, man. Let us know who y'all would have if somebody could do a podcast on any year class of hip hop, what would you pick, man? That's a good topic right there. Because there's some sleeper years after that. Like I know people like to shit on the 2000s and stuff, but there's some sleeper 2000 years on the low that people
some content creator needs to do that anthology series like that. Like just pick the years and go over the shit that came out, the shit that was happening. That'll be fire, actually. That'll be a series that I subscribe to.
Facts.
That will be fire. All right, AB, let's get into some wins and losses, man, before we get up out of here. The first win or a loss. This was funny. Man. Your man Joe Biden, AB. Your man Joe Biden. First of all, he had LL Cool J the 50th anniversary for hip hop event and slaughtered his name.
Yeah.
Also called him a boy in reference to the work that he's done in hip hop. It's just real simple question like we do here at On Deck, AB. Is this a win or a loss, man?
Man, listen.
Did you listen to the clip?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big L. First of all, he butchered his name.
And try to act like he was playing though.
Bro. No, we gotta get him up out of there, man. He on his way out of there, dog. He too old for the position, man. It's okay. It's okay. Like you're too old for the position. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Peter Principle, but we're watching it in full effect right now. Y'all look that up. It's called the Peter Principle. We are watching it firsthand, and that's okay. But this is an L. It's funny as shit though, but it's an L.
It's really funny, man. And be clear too, you're not telling people to vote for Trump. Don't like people think when you say, oh, Joe Biden's too old, that the automatic alternative is, oh, well, you're gonna vote for Donald Trump. No, bro. No. All I'm saying is he's just too old, bro.
That's it.
Like he's shown time and time again. We've seen this nigga fall. Like we've seen numerous things. So like, bro, he's just too old. And that's okay, man. We all get old. But let's not act like that ain't the case, man. That's the only thing that we saying, bro. There has to be it has to be a better alternative, man. It has to be, bro. This is a loss. Butchered his name. Like, shout out to LL Cool J for being quiet about this, of course, but what can he say? It's the president of the United States. Calling him a boy was nuts, man. Like, that was fucking nuts, bro. And and I get what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like, cause it wasn't even like the racist boy. Like, it ain't like how we sounding or like a headline with Reed was saying that.
Right.
But still, bro, you just too old to even get that off. Like, even if you're trying to be cool and say my boy, like, bro, relax, nigga. Nah. You used to use this word. You use this boy word in a negative manner, nigga. Don't try to slide this shit in here now. Like, it's just crazy, bro. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? All right, man. Win or a loss from Killer Mike was telling the story on a podcast, man. He said he was reaching out to Young Nudy for his deluxe album, called his manager, couldn't get a response. He said he went to the streets. Nobody could get in touch with him. But it just so happened that he went to school with Young Nudy mama. And he called Mom Dukes, and Mom Dukes told Nudy, you finna get on this Killer Mike deluxe album, and you ain't gonna charge him. Because that's my homeboy from back in the day. Is that a win or a loss, man?
Now, that's a cool story, man. That's a dub. Everybody talks about how connected Killer Mike speaks about how connected he is to the people, and so it's kind of cool to learn that somebody he went to school with, their son is like up and coming in the rap game and doing very well, having a big year. That's a cool story, man. Cool full circle moment. I like that.
I
Plus, when
100%
mom
agree.
tell you what's going on, you listen. That ain't no question.
You better get your ass in that studio, nigga. Why you ain't pulled up yet? She gonna keep calling you till it happens. You did that song with Mike yet? You ain't done the song with Mike. She ain't talked to him since the first time that he reached out, but acting like he called her every day. You ain't done the song with Mike. Boy, them people just called me asking you to do that song. I think this is fire, man. This is the Atlanta that we moved here for. This is Atlanta that you always hear about the stories. Like, second generation, I went to school with Killer Mike. My son is Young Nudie.
Yep.
Like, that's some Atlanta shit, bro. Like, that's how it happens here. You be talking to a nigga, oh yeah, T.I. I did this, set in the third, or Shorty Low was mine. It's dope. It's a really dope culture to be around when you're outside. So, man, shout out to them for that.
Absolutely.
Last winner or loss before we get out of here, name the on deck of the week. AB Memphis Bleek had a phenomenal interview on Drink Champs, man. Memphis Bleek is an entertaining dude, man.
I agree.
Regardless of his raps, he's an entertaining dude. But he said he turned down a role in Drumline, the role that Nick Cannon played. Is this a winner or loss?
He said this is what his biggest regret. First of all, I said this when T.I. said that he lost out to it too. Apparently, everybody in the world was offered that role, and
Nick Cannon was the only nigga that was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it."
Yeah, the stars aligned for it to happen for Nick Cannon somehow. But no, this is a W because it went to the right person. Memphis Bleek. First of all, what has he acted in anything else, nigga, other than State Property 2? Like, what are you talking about, dude? You offered this huge ass, big budget ass, starring ass role, and you never did anything else, dude. I want to call Cap so bad on that shit, dude. Nigga, fuck out of here, dude. No, bro.
Hey, this would have changed Memphis Bleek life. It wouldn't even been no wheel line from Jay-Z about Memphis Bleek if it's still here in my wheel somewhere. That wouldn't even ever happen. Memphis Bleek would have been that nigga had he had to take this job. But yeah, I agree with you too, man. This seems kind of far-fetched. Like, they was just offering any nigga that had a pulse and was kind of famous. Like, oh, you want to do the drumline role? Like, the drumline role? Anybody want to do the drumline role? Like, anybody, any famous nigga. Y'all can do the drumline role. It's right here, bro. What?
Who else gonna come out and say they got offered, dude?
Oh man,
like, come
next
on,
day
man.
we gonna exactly. That's funny as hell, bro.
Yeah,
who we got for on deck of the week?
That's funny as shit. But I did see clips from that interview, and every clip I've seen has been good. Though I'm not even gonna lie,
bro. I'm gonna watch that interview. I ain't watched it yet, but I'm definitely gonna pull up.
Shout out to on deck of the week, man. We're going to YouTube. Sean Washington, man, at Sean Washington. He said, "Dope pod, fellas." To counter last week's on deck of the week, can Animal Brown stop plugging the Breakfast Club? Those guys aren't good interviewers, and CthaGod wants to wash away the years of hurtful trolling because he's created a fake space for Black content creators. And Envious is an alleged scammer. Word to my guy.
Go in, Sean Walsh. I love it. That's probably the best on deck of the week we've had in a while. I love it. Sean Walsh is a man of the people.
Man, that's hating, but it's all good.
You love Breakfast Club. That's funny. Oh, shit, man. What you got to put me on? I got to go first.
Yeah, man.
There's a new documentary that came out. It's about Biz Markie. It is called, it's on Showtime, and it's called All Up in the Biz. The preview is out there. It looks really, really cool. Just based off that shit that we was talking about with LL Cool J earlier. It gives you like another time. I've never really understood the appeal of Biz Markie. So I'm gonna I haven't tapped into it yet, but the preview looked really fire. I really want to understand like how he was able to get that much run or be as popular as he was. And I ain't really just famous raps other than "You Got What I Need,"
basically.
Just that. So yeah, I'm definitely tapping into this. It's an hour and 40 minutes. It's on the Showtime doc. Oh yeah, it's a long time for Biz Markie. I needed 59 minutes to be it. So
God damn.
Let's see if I can get through them other 41 minutes. It's on Showtime, which is Paramount Plus now. Okay.
Yep. And real quick, mentioning that Will Smith Class of '88 comes out October 26th, by the way, on Audible and Amazon Music. That's interesting. I do respect the part about seeing what the appeal was and just kind of enlightening you on what the hell was about Biz Markie, because I use that same logic when I look at, like, I watched Juice WRLD documentary because I didn't get it. I was like, let me see I don't get it. Kid Cudi documentary, same thing.
XX, so, you watched the XX shit?
Yeah, so that's definitely a respectable take. I've got two put-ons real quick. This is for the Nashville people. D-Tay has an interview on Cam Capone News, and there's about and for those who don't know, he was Young Buck's rhyming partner before Buck blew up and went on the G Unit. D-Tay was featured on a couple of songs with him on that Straight Outta Cashville. Dude, if you ever wondered what happened to Young Buck, why did he not blow up? How did he fall off so quickly? Watch a couple of these D-Tay clips and you'll learn exactly why. For what we already know, but it's just enlightening for those who don't. It's also entertaining though. Real quick, he said the first time Buck took him to go to 50 New House, the one he bought from Mike Tyson. The nigga said he went into his fridge. He was so hungry while they were giving a tour. He went into the fridge and made a sandwich and ate chips and ate vitamin water out the what's name.
He would have never came back to my house.
And Buck was so pissed at that nigga. He tells a story about when he got the spinner chain took in Chicago. He's actually really a pretty funny story.
D-Tay entertaining. Yeah, he
is entertaining.
He got an engagement. Yeah, he captivated.
But if you're listening, you'll hear a couple of context clues. Oh, that's why them niggas are where they are. And not versus where they could have been. You'll hear it.
Making a sandwich in a nigga house is insane. Bro, go ahead, my fault.
The story is pretty funny though. But you got to hear him talking about the G Unit chain though. Man, we was in Chicago. They told us just go to the radio station and go back to the hotel. But man, I wanted to kick it. Right, bro. Buck had the chain, but we got somebody to distract him. We took the chain and rocked it and went out. Hey, bro. Huh? It's like 6 strikes leading up to the chain actually getting took. So, what? Anyway.
I ain't gonna lie, though. That's some Nashville nigga shit, though. Being from that city and listening and hearing you say that, I know hundreds of niggas that have the same thought process. And you like, nigga, what was you thinking?
The security told us to come right on in, but we wanted to stand outside first and just hang out with the people.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I watched a movie on Hulu. Very interesting. It's called No One Will Save You. It's like an alien Asian movie.
Emma was promoting. They pumping that because it was all on my front page today.
They pumping the hell out of it.
I was trying to find something to watch.
It's short. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes. So it's really short. There's 3 words spoken the entire movie.
Now I ain't watching it now.
But they pulled it off though.
You just got.
But the ending is. I want somebody to explain the ending to me. That's all. So if anybody has watched it, a
lot of people have been talking about this movie.
Tell me what the ending is. What the ending mean? What does that mean? Just tell me what it means. I'm a pretty bright individual. I usually get things on the first or second try. I don't understand what happened. So somebody tell me what the meaning. What was the meaning of the ending? That's all I want to know. That's
3 words. The whole movie is nuts.
3 words, bro. No lie.
Before we get out of here, being the movie buff, have you seen the preview for that movie, The Creator? You fucking with that?
No, I'm not fucking with that.
You're not fucking with that?
No.
That shit was lit. That preview, that's my bag right there. I want to see that, nigga.
You're gonna be so hot about that.
They was gassing the preview. The #1 movie of the year. A phenomenal movie going experience. This is the best thing you'll see on screen in 2023. Make sure you see it on the biggest screen ever. Like they was gassing. I fell for all of that. I'm like, oh shit, Denzel's son in here, nigga. I'm finna fuck with that. So you ain't fucking with it?
Nope.
Really?
That ain't gonna be good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the best movie of the year. What makes you say that?
It's dropping during a slow period because not much is coming out over the next 3 months. I think largely because of the writer strike. It's very quiet in the movies. And the fourth quarter is usually when some heat drops. It's quiet, nigga. And the gas that they're pouring on it is just that. It's gas.
They pouring the nuke gas on there, nigga. That's the Oppenheimer gas that they got on there, nigga. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I saw a commercial today that convinced me. I said, nigga, I'm going to see that this weekend. Nigga, I got to see what the fuss is about.
Hey, if it's good, though, let me know. I'll go check it out. But it don't look like, because it's quiet, but it don't look like nothing.
You might be gonna talk me out of it now. I might just wait till that shit comes to the fire stick. Now that you say that, I was gonna get the IMAX joint and everything. I thought you was gonna be like, yeah, nigga, I've been waiting on that. I'm going Friday at 12.
I thought that's so hot about them 20. I'm so hot about that dub.
I just wait until that bar Scorsese joint come out then. Have you seen the preview for that?
You just butchered that nigga name like Biden
Whatever
did LL, dude.
Yeah, the one with De Niro and your boy. Have you seen?
No, I'm fucking with that though. DiCaprio and them, yeah.
Thanks.
For sure. All right, man. Movie podcast coming soon. Now,
y'all tap in,
guys. It's another episode in the books, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in as always. Make sure you leave a comment for us. Subscribe. YouTube.com/OnDeckTV show. Also, watch my Packers this Thursday and get another W on primetime. That's what we do. Name another franchise with 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in a row. You can't. You can't.
Hall of Famers is nuts.
You can only name
an All-Pro yet. Relax, bro. He's not even an All-Pro yet. Dude, please relax. Oh yeah, another put on is the morning show. The morning show fire. They cooking with hot grease on Apple TV.
Yeah, but you got to sit through season 2 though, and I know that wasn't fire.
Season 2 was okay.
See,
because they were dealing with that COVID shit. It wrapped up good though. It wrapped up good. Like the last 3 episodes they was cooking, but the first 3 episodes of this season, they bag. They hired some new writers. I don't know what the fuck happened, but they in they bag the first 3 episodes of this season though.
I'll think about it, man. Appreciate that, everybody. Anything else before we get out of here?
That is it, man. We appreciate you guys tapping into the On Deck TV show. We out.
Yes, sir.